good afternoon or morning or evening, whenever you might be checking this out. I'm Joe Bernstein here. Drop the Armor Wellness. You know, I'm inspired. I just got off 2 consecutive coaching calls. I love what I'm doing. I love the work that my clients are doing. They're having huge impact on themselves and their lives, and they're making change and they're creating transformation. And I'm so deeply reminded today about how the work that I'm doing with people, the work that my clients are doing, I should say, on their wellness, on their self-care, it's not about exercise. It's not about eating. It's not about weight loss. It's not about quitting smoking. It's not about learning to meditate. Yes, we're working on all of those things depending on what that client thinks they need, or depending on what I advise that would help them thrive and be their best. We're literally working on stepping into creating habits and routines that empower someone to do those things. But inevitably in life, we face resistance. Or if we don't face resistance, we go headfirst into something and then we run into obstacles. We run into challenges. And so what happens consistently is, yeah, we're working on wellness, but we're not. We're working on self-care, but we're not. We're working on routines and we're working on weight loss, but we're not. What we're really working on when we use all of these things is we're working on stepping into our personal power. I'm going to give you some examples real quickly. Okay? Let me give you some examples real quickly. So I have one client right now. What she's working on is she's just working on eating a little more slowly. She's working on some of her mindset. We're working on relationship to weight and body. But one task I gave her a few weeks ago is to start to eat more slowly, eat more mindfully, to bring some presence and some awareness to the plate and to the table. I challenge all my clients to do that. Even if we're slow eaters, I challenge us to be undistracted eaters. So the point is, she's doing it. She's doing it like half the time, which, by the way, is amazing. You know, we can't sit down and take 30 minutes to have a contemplative meal all the time, but she's doing about half the time. And I asked her, I was like, well, what do you notice? What's the difference? What's the impact? Right away, what she started talking about was how she's more present in the rest of her world. She's more present to her kids. She's more present to her work. She's bringing slowness and presence to what she's doing. We're talking about taking 5 to 10 deep breaths before a meal and stopping during a meal and eating the meal slowly and savoring the flavors. You get the idea, right? But what she's talking about is what she's learned from it and how it's impacted her is that she's got examples of, like, when she's working at home and one of her kids comes up to her, as a question to ask, she's learning to set the boundary and say, hey, I'm working right now. Give me 5 minutes and then I will listen to you for 10. And so that way she's stepping up to being fully present with her kids and with her work, and she's learning that through more mindful eating. Okay? Another example is a client of mine where often what we're doing is we're putting together the self-care routine to help manage anxiety, fearful thinking, to help this person be his best and kind of move away from some of the old patterns that he's had in his life of mindset, of mood. Like, we're really clear on the fact that we're working on his wellness and exercise routine and what he's eating to support his energy and his anxiety. Every time, though, he's triggered, every time we hit a snag or an obstacle, it comes back to the idea of control. He's always trying to fix things, and he wants to be in control. So as we're doing our work, as we're setting up the morning routine, working on what he's eating, what we're really working on is his attachment to control, his need to fix things, his ability to trust others to get things done. We're working on a transition from him from being the doer in his life to being the delegator. He's moving from being a soldier to being the king in his life. Instead of constantly being the one to do everything, he's learning to teach and to empower others and to trust others to do work, to trust others to get things done. He's learning to remove things from his life that are sucking his energy and are no longer serving him. And frequently, I'm reminding him that as he learns these things, as he does these things, as he moves through his change in eating and in his exercise program, he's got to step in uncertainty. He's got to be okay not fixing. He's got to learn to love what is right now. How can we love this moment is a great question to ask yourself all the time. Another client I'm working with We are just a couple weeks in and we are already working on personal responsibility and personal power. He committed to doing a 5-minute exercise routine 3 times a week just to get started, just to get the ball rolling. That's how we roll. We start small and we win. And he has this trip coming up where he's got a lot going on. He's probably handling more than I'll put up my hand and say that I could probably handle in a week and a half period with all the logistics of what he's doing. And so as we're talking about this commitment, he's got a fear committing to it. He doesn't want to fail. He thinks that he doesn't know the schedule. He doesn't know what's going to happen when. The first few days will be pretty packed with tasks and to-dos. Other people have an input on what happens when. So right away, what we're working on is the realization that he's always got the choice to take 5 minutes for himself. In fact, in a really busy day, he always has a choice to take 30 minutes for himself, to take an hour for himself. But we have to choose to do it. We're working on the fact that he's giving away his power by saying he doesn't have control over time, by saying he doesn't know when the schedule will be. And then we're looking at where else in his life is he giving away his power like this. Okay? And we're learning all of this through the lens of self-care, through the lens of doing what we need to do to perform at our best, to have our most energy, to have our best attitude and our best mindset, to be our most mentally sharp and mentally clear, to live a long, happy, healthy life full of pleasure and discipline and love for ourselves and compassion. So that, in many ways, is what we're working on. I'm helping people step into self-care, but I'm really helping them step into their personal power and learn how to navigate life and move through the mindset obstacles that we give ourselves all the time. Because if we're telling ourselves this when it comes to exercise and weight loss and wellness and self-care, we're telling ourselves this stuff in other parts of our life. So learning to unravel some of that through the lens of taking care of yourself and getting healthier, there couldn't be a more beautiful thing in the world. I love helping people with this. I'm passionate by it. I'm excited, as you can tell. I'm a coach. I want to coach you. I got to ask for what I want in life. I want to coach you. I do individual coaching. I have group coaching. I have my Kickstart Your Self-Care Drop the Armor Wellness Program coming out soon. It'll be named something like that or maybe something totally different. I'm not sure, but I'll be starting it in May. So anyway, that's what I have to say for today. Thank you for checking this out. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned if you want to know more about what's coming up the pipeline. Talk to you soon. Peace.